Can your child identify an abuser?
Look at you as.
What security and safety education do you provide for your children? Join us on Child Safety and Security with Richard Amoa every Saturday at 11 a.m. on City 1051 FM as we discuss the issues of child exploitation, abuse, violence, and neglect. This program is powered by the Child Safety Education and Protection Initiative. Child security, our collective responsibility.
Unleash the power of your voice with the Broadcast Media Pro course by CT Media Academy.
Come on. Play your this one. Leave State Media Academy.
Hello, good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Beautiful children and, of course, our amazing parents. I welcome you to yet another wonderful edition of a favorite radio program, Child Safeguarding and Protection, on your number one lifestyle station, CT 105.1 FM, where we come to discuss everything as it concerns our children, from their survival to their protection, of course, their development and also participations in affairs as they concern our children. I remain Elizabeth as BK, and this morning we will be discussing direct versus indirect peer pressure influence of adolescents, the causes and also solutions. And I'll be doing this morning with none other than the president of this foundation, Richard Amoa. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me again.
Yes.
And I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah.
We need to apologize for not being here last week.
Yeah. Big apologies to all of you, our listeners.
We had to go and do things that had to do around children. So we're very sorry.
Okay. So, a lot is going on in the world today, and adolescent year or age is something very, very important. And you, as a parent or caregivers, you have to be at alert and attentive. Adolescence is defining stage where identity is shaped, values are tested, and choices have lasting impact. One of the most powerful forces at play during this phase is peer pressure.
Yeah.
Yes. The silent or loud push to conform to groups' norms. While some peer influence can be positive, we also have the negative ones. So today we want to start with, what is that thing called peer pressure?
Yes. I'll be talking to parents as usual, and fathers, please take note, because I love you, and I only want you to be part of children's life. Peer pressure. When I talk about peer pressure, I'm talking about what's peer. When you have to do 2, 3 people, things together. And what's the pressure? Pressure is being being forced, or what forces you. So when you talk about peer pressure, it's not that adults don't go through peer pressure too. But peer pressure in local parlance, waiting, we say you see thing we say you don't want to do, you say make you do it. Because you say you get direct and you get indirect.
You want to feel among.
Yeah, you want to feel among. So it's very important in my local parlance.
Yes.
So if you want to continue, peer pressure significantly impacts a whole lot of adolescents.
Okay.
A whole lot. And it shapes their behaviors, if whether they like it or not. And that's why I always say that not just behavior, attitude and decision. So let's break it down to direct and indirect.
Okay.
Today I've said it time and time number that you cannot say Davido should not release or play his song on radio or on TV or name any of the artists. It is you as a parent that's going to help your children to understand what to do, especially this Gen Z and Alpha children, who are the really people who want to do it the way they think, they feel.
They should.
Have you ever asked yourself, Lizzie, why you and I, why are we different from the children we're having today?
We had the kind of parents we had.
Exactly. You remember when your father will tell you, always remember the kind of child that you are.
Where you're coming from.
They're coming from.
So
let's quickly go to direct. We're going to come back to that. You see, when we talk about direct peer pressure, we're talking about over influence, meaning friends or peer directly encouraging or forcing someone to do things. For example, you're in the class, he's smoking, and the guy is getting high. He's telling you, Richard, have you tried this? Come and try it. Oh, there are this new stuff out there, energy drink or something. Have you tried it? you want to go and try. That direct, that like forcing you.
Okay.
And you, if you no get sense,
Mm-hmm.
what you go do? You fall for it.
Okay.
Then another one is forcing someone to engage in a bad behavior. That's over influence.
Okay.
Then examples are there are these challenges everywhere. There. Let's do there again. That is, if you think you are
Truth or dare.
truth or dare, thank you. So you think you are this, put off your bra, put off your clothes, inject this.
Take a puff.
All those take a puff, thank you. You see, those are the things that that are direct peer pressure that influencing our children.
Okay.
And what of teasing?
Mm.
Teasing. No, you know how you go tease you now.
Mm-hmm.
You never do am.
You're a Jew girl.
Thank you. How many boys you don't meet?
You don't get mad.
How many girls you understand?
Mm-hmm.
See, those are the things. Teasing one is is part of it. Or exclusion if someone doesn't if he doesn't agree, they want to exclude you. They say, you can't be part of this party.
You want to feel among, so you have to do what they want.
Exactly. You see, growing up, I'm glad I always use this example of my life growing up. Then Jean, for those of my generation, there's this Jean called Amos and Harry.
Okay.
And I was in a boarding house. The children of the rich, before you know it, they would have bought it and they were wearing it.
Okay.
Yeah, they wear it. Harry's expensive then. When I say expensive, maybe 2,500 back then. For a child to have 2,500. I'm talking about 1983, 1982.
I was almost going to call my hand.
Okay, you understand?
It was a jean.
The jean, yeah. So do you know the funny thing? I now went to tell my dad I need a jean, a Harry or a Amos jean.
Okay.
My father said, if I can work for it, go ahead. And I couldn't. You see, today a lot of children are influenced by what they see
around.
So let's quickly look at indirect before we summarize together. Subtle influence. Adolescents feel pressure to fit in or confront without direct coercion.
Okay.
How for example, social media. I always tell people that social media is a bad influence on time. Fortunately, social media is supposed to influence us directly.
It does positively.
A lot of positive things. No, honestly, in broadcasting, in my security, in my NGO, in everything we do, I have a lot of friends. That's fine. There's one relationship I'm building right now with an NGO in Zimbabwe. They are doing exactly what we're doing. And we started talking about how can we collaborate. If not for social media, I don't think I'm going to see such So subtle influence is that indirect peer pressure. So adolescents feel pressured to fit in or comfort without direct coercion. Example, observing peer behaviors, social media influences, feeling like they need to keep up with trend. That is what is killing right now.
Okay.
Keeping up with the trends. You see, I'm not going to say this to bring parents down, but the truth is that we need to be there for our children right now. Honestly, I feel for our children.
A child gets back from school, asks questions.
Yeah.
A child sits quiet. Every time, my last child asked that question, okay, why are you gloomy? What's the issue? How was it? What happened at school?
Yeah.
Okay, what was the subject like? How was Joshua today? How was Grace today? How was Glory today? Okay, and then, when you ask those questions, you see their behaviors, you get to know what's going on. Like, for instance, I would always say every child I have around me is my child. I was a young boy. I wasn't the Sunday school teacher at the children's church, but I would always volunteer, go to the classroom, teach them. And then I noticed this boy would never comb his hair to church. It was a lad who lived with a grandma. The mom had him and then left him with the grandma and then eventually went to bring him back to Lagos. At 12, he was in primary school, yes. And then we're talking that they were just talking to me about different things, and then we talked about pressures and wanting to belong to groups. And at the time, I was on my dress. And then he said something, he said, Lizzie, I want to carry your kind of hair because I have this classmates of mine who don't comb their hair and decide. I mean, primary 5.
My daughter.
Primary 5. and then they said if you want to be part of us, you must have a rough hair.
You see that?
And then I said, look at me. how old do you think I am? He said, no, I don't know your age.
Mm.
But I said, Auntie Lizzie is not a child.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter can't go on this hair. I'd always loved to
Mm.
try. And that thing gave me concern. I was like,
Mm.
if a child could see me and want to go on this, I think I should do something about it. After some time, I had it out. But it was an opportunity for me to talk to that boy. I said, you don't need this sort of people. People will tell you to sag. I mean, primary five.
Let me tell
Primary five.
Lizzie.
The next time he came with his
Cuts. Good.
He said, Auntie Lizzie, I don't need them again.
Do you know when I first heard about the issue of crush, that somebody is my crush?
Okay.
Of my daughter.
Wow.
Primary 4. He said, Daddy, I want to, I have a crush. I said, what do you mean by a crush? The mom like old school. that I'd be old school. What? Because all our friends have a crush in the school. I said, what's crush, guys? They now start explaining to me what crush is. Then we need to help our daughter, primary 4, because she's bigger and older than her age, the way she looks, and say, listen, this is not what you are supposed to.
You don't need this.
Have now. Forget about this course, because it became a thing in school, primary school. But the truth is that if we are not friends or if we don't talk, how would I have known to help her? That's the problem a lot of parents are having today. What of secondary school? A lot of children whose parents are not there for them, who use this phone, they take this phone to school and start corrupting children that have been trained in school when they're on break and all that stuff. It happened to us. We just realized that our daughter is not using phone. She's 13 right now. She's not using phone. Our goal is that until you enter university, that's what we're going to use phone. You have your laptop, we control it and everything. And the reason is because we just want to take a whole lot away from her. So when she gets back to school, she tells us the story of things we see that we have seen that trending. So what's the problem? The problem is that other children are bringing phone to school. You see, so she now like, Daddy, get me a phone now. I said, no, you can't use this phone. You can't until you are this age. It's not that I cannot afford it. It's not that I cannot buy for you. But this is the reason. This is the reason. And she's cool with it.
It's part of your family values.
Lizzie, there's a friend that I read about. He's older than me, a retired footballer, massively rich, but he practically worked with his father, going to school. And I say work, I mean, during what's it called, summer, he will go and work to make sure that he pays his own school fees, because his father was just a gardener. And he became massively rich. He has jets. He has kind of different big cars. He has only 2 kids. And he would say, the children will ask for something because they know the dad has money. He will tell them, yeah, I have this, but this is not the time for me to give it to you now. Can you guys calm down? When you are of age, I'm going to make sure you have it. You see, sometimes we think that because we have suffered, and we don't want our children to go through what we went through. No.
That's very wrong.
That's very wrong.
Very, very wrong. Parents, please.
Parents,
we hear that every time. I don't want my children.
Yeah, to suffer.
And we find out the ones who really suffered are the ones who are
exactly. Well.
Please, the ones who really suffered are raising children that are not. Let me not use the word not so well. We have to do it.
We have to do it well.
All right, we'd love to open the phone line. The number to call is 0700 1051 1051. Again, 0700 1051 1051. And you're onto child safeguarding and protection on your number 1 lifestyle station, CT 105.1 FM. And today we are discussing direct versus indirect peer pressure influence on adolescents, the causes and also the solutions.
Yes, let's quickly look at the causes.
Yeah.
Desire for social acceptance and belonging.
No,
I want to be part of it.
Okay.
Fear of rejection or exclusion.
Can we talk about that, Mr. Richard? Yes, the rejection, because people really do not know how to handle rejection and, should I say, being excluded from a group.
I was rejected growing up, especially.
How were you able to handle it?
Because my father kept telling me. My father kept telling me, listen, always understand the child who you are. Know where you're coming from. I still remember, my friends would not allow me to follow them to club. Back then, when we were in secondary school. Whether you like it or not, all this that is happening now has been happening way back.
We are people who come here to discuss live issues.
Yeah.
Exactly the way it is.
When we go
back in my day, the question was, if you were still a virgin, you don't move with certain set of people. You can't even imagine the sort of things that were ongoing.
I'm telling you.
If that was the only way I should be in your circle, you know what, please
let me go. I will not be part of some of my friends when we go for inter-sport because they feel I don't drink or I don't have the clothes to wear or I don't have the jean to wear.
Hello, good morning. Oh, sorry. 0700 105 11051. That's the number to call for you to be part of this program. And today we are discussing direct versus indirect peer pressure influence on our adolescents, the causes and also.
So if you have been rejected today as a young boy listening to us right now, tell them, don't worry. Time will come and you will see me, you meet me up there. And as parents, when your child come home or your children come back home and say, I'm being rejected because of, get them, not motivate them.
They're rejected
Help them
because
to,
you
yeah.
carry an iPhone, you don't have bone straight, you don't have this, you're not sagging, you don't have ripped jeans that will show everything. Sit down. It's time for you to sit and talk to that child. Children who conform are the ones who lack confidence.
That's right.
Low self-esteem is at work. So you have to. I tell my girls every time.
That's it.
I'm not buying ashwebi. Not because I cannot afford the money.
I don't buy ashwebi.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't. I have important things to do with money.
Let me quickly say this. Sorry,
It happens amongst adults too.
Sis, let me quickly say this.
Okay.
Parents, husband and wife need to understand that if they don't agree together, they're going to have issue with all this we're discussing today.
Right.
For example, the father say, no, now we cannot get to this. And you go to the mother. The mother say, they're out. Why don't you just buy it for him or buy it for her? And don't you see her mates using it?
There has to be an agreement.
There has to be an agreement. And like I said, parents, these children are manipulative. They want to manipulate you and your husband or you and your wife.
I say sometimes.
Yeah. So because if you guys are not together, or the wife thinks that maybe the wife belongs to this clique of this rich so you want
my friends to see me.
That's the point.
It's what we see every time, and it's beginning to come to our religious places.
Exactly.
They are looking at the Crocs your child is wearing, not the Crocs of 50,000 naira. Honey, we need to buy this one for this girl. This is what Lagbaja's daughter is wearing. Please, you're not helping those children.
That's
because
bad.
When we get to the real world, when we get to see them getting involved in all of these things happening in the society.
So this lack of parental guidance and supervision is one major problem why where we are today. But what are the solutions? Quickly, we need to get our children to build self-esteem and confidence through positive reinforcement.
Yes.
No affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
You are beautiful. You are great.
You
are enough. Like just my daughter from age 3, and say you're beautiful. I say, yeah, I know. Thank you. I'm like, yeah, you are getting it. You see, encourage open communication with your children.
It's very important.
Please, possibly even with your teachers. Trust adults. I'm talking to children right now who are listening to me. Develop critical thinking, especially resist negative influence. I face negative influence coming from a poor family. I'm telling you, my father was just a tailor and my mom was a retailer selling puff and buns. Coming to Lagos at 1920 when they could not send me to school. I finished secondary school at 17 and they could not send me to university and they said I should come to Lagos to stay with my uncle. There was a lot of influence living in Ajegule, Oludia Papa. My friends in Uzo Street, those who know that area, I would have become a non-entity. But each time I remember the word of affirmation, my father kept telling me, always remember the child who you are. You are an amoeba. We don't steal in our family. We don't lie. We don't do this. Don't join. That kept me going.
One of the words my mom would tell us is, Oloju Kokoro is not part of our family.
Thank you.
Oloju Kokoro. I grew up.
So it's very important
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay.
Okay, please could you reduce the volume of the radio set? Thank you. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead.
Go ahead.